If you look at this question, students, what is told in the problem? Sum of the series sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity of sine of n factorial into pi divided by 720. This is equal to what is the question asked. So if I want to express this, I can write this in the form, see, n is taking the values from 1 to infinity, right? So I can write this as sine of 1 factorial into pi divided by 180, correct? Sine of 1 factorial into pi divided by 180, like this. 1 factorial into pi by 180 plus sine of 2 factorial into pi divided by 720. It's not 180, it is 720. Is it okay? 720. 2 factorial into pi divided by 720 plus sine of 3 factorial into pi divided by 720. Like this it will continue, plus sine of 4 factorial into pi divided by 720, correct? Plus sine of 5 factorial into pi divided by 720, plus sine of 6 factorial into pi divided by 720, and it continues like this, and at one point there comes a value which is something like this, plus sine of 720 factorial into pi divided by 720, and again it continues forward like this. It continues up to infinity. Is it right? So we know that 1 factorial is 1. So sine of, I can say, pi divided by 720. This is one value. Sine of pi divided by 360, because 2 factorial is 2, right? 2 into 1. 3 factorial is 6. So I can write sine of pi divided by 120, and plus sine of 4 factorial is 24. 24 divided by 720, we can write like this. 12 2s are 24, 12 6s are 72. So this is nothing but pi divided by 30. Plus sine of pi divided by 6, plus sine of pi divided by 6, plus sine pi, plus it continues like this, plus this also is nothing but in the form sine of n pi, correct or not? Sine of n pi, and it continues to become 0, correct? And it continues like this. And we know what is the value of sine pi. Sine pi is 0, right? And all the other values will be multiples of pi, which is in the form sine of n pi. From here onwards, this sine pi value is equal to 0. Everything is in the form of sine of n pi, and we know sine n pi is equal to 0. So what will be the answer to the question? The answer to the question, as seen in the option, will be sine of, they have written in the descending order, sine pi by 6 plus sine of pi divided by 30, correct? Sine of pi divided by 30 plus sine of pi divided by 120 plus sine of pi divided by 360, plus sine of pi divided by 720. Are you getting it? Sine of pi divided by 720. So this would be the answer to the question. This is very important.